I am delighted to welcome you all today in the second Fest of Fest meeting. It's great to be among friends and colleagues and new people working on the same field. So I would say I will talk about the new actor, which is ECOME, the National Center of Audiovisual Media and Communication. As Rea pointed out, it was created by the Ministry of Digital Policy in 2015 with a mission to promote and foster public and private initiatives in all sectors of the audiovisual industry and creative industry. So we have three pillars of action in ECOME. The first one is Invest, which refers to implementing the Greek cash rebate scheme for promoting and developing audiovisual productions, international audiovisual productions in Greece. The second pillar has to do with Digitize, which is about digitizing national audiovisual archives. And the third one is Educate. So it actually cares for developing audiovisual and media literacy education through research, projects, and new media intelligence tools. So all these three are in the field of audiovisual, and this is our trademark, this is our unique idea. Before I go on with ECOME, I would like to say just a few things about film literacy as a concept, because it is a vivid element of media and information literacy. It goes beyond mere filmmaking, but challenges traditional literacy strategies through an enhanced reading and writing of the moving image. And through this polysemantic language, it engages the critical narrative gaze as a counteract to the special effects craze for the most impressive, high-impact followers attraction result. I am mostly referring to, to the Hollywood practices, which is, what they are doing to attract more viewers in terms of using special effects, etc. So creativity does not only entail the conception and production of a film, of artistic products, but also engages this critical special skill of responding to the demands of everyday life. So being more creative means we are more flexible to respond to our problems and changes and to the world and in our personal life. So more or less, I describe the screen-wise citizen, who is the one who reflects on the inner self and on society through wise screening habits. So ECOME is the scientific partner of Fest to Fest, and we are at the forefront of the film literacy movement in Greece in a twofold way. First, through integrating film language and practice in school, through offering know-how and educational resources, both as a methodology and as a school cognitive subject. And we are working harmoniously with the Ministry of Education and specifically Education Radio Television in this. And the second is through educating students and young media professionals outside the formal environment, focusing on their vocational skills through synergies and with the creative industry players. So this is the tripod system that we are working on. It has the producer on one hand. On the other hand, we are dealing with the content, all kinds of content, film content, audiovisual, mobile apps, video on demand, video sharing platforms. And the third pole is the audience, which concerns individual users and the mass audience also. So the archives and the education department are the two melting pots of ECOME. We like to approach them as one, but Educate is actually the founding element behind all our actions, behind production and the archiving policy. Just a few things about the Digitize pillar. It's interesting because it relates to the film heritage infrastructure and use, as I think Mark pointed out. So we are working on building audiovisual archives registry, on working on a national catalog of audiovisual works and a national depository, on a center for conservation and digitization of all analog films and media, and specifically on their use as open educational resources in typical and non-typical education. So this has to do with using for educational resource more the national film heritage and tackling with copyright laws also. And this is our greater challenge. So educate, we want to work as a media literacy creative hub, where we move from theory, from media literacy theory, to a more practice-based approach. So we want to see what is actually happening with the industry and the field in school. This will help, promote and help building a media and information literacy policy infrastructure in Greece. And also we are interacting in the international scene with more synergies. And also through cultivating and developing skills for the modern day prosumer, which is the producers, the consumers, and users. All this will lead to the democratic societies with informed, engaged, active citizens. So these are the empowered society, and as UNESCO likes to call them, it's the media and information literacy societies. Okay, so during its first 1 year and a half that we're operating, ECOME has achieved significant steps, major steps, in the field of media and information literacy. And taking into account that media literacy encompasses all media genres and contexts and platforms, we develop actions with the aim to empower users in all form of expression in the digital environment, catering for a competitive knowledge society. So we have the white paper, which is freely accessible from our website, www.ecome.media. And through this white paper, we have a multi-stakeholder approach. And the three fields of actions of our main action has to do with developing basic skills, technical skills, providing technical infrastructure to users. The second is advanced skills. So it has to do with the critical component and staying curious and staying critical all the time. And the third component is working on vocational skills with direct links with the creative industry and young media professionals. So as Madeleine de Kock-Banning has pointed out in the last media literacy conference in Brussels, I mean, there's no silver bullet against disinformation and holistic knowledge. And media literacy is the key principle that is important not only for the content providers, but the citizens as well. So these are our milestones, may I say. In the field of policy, we have issued this white paper on media and information literacy in last October. It's our viewpoint and our strategic plan on the third pillar, and we want to answer the question on who is who, why are we involved, where and how, and to set a paradigm then for a national infrastructure on the media education policies. In the field of networking, we are proud that we are part of UNESCO GAPMIL family, and we are coordinating the Mediterranean group of this educational network, GAPMIL, trying to bring together all the stakeholders and partners in the greater Mediterranean area and work on building and promoting media literacy as a core skill of the 21st century. And in the field of study, as Fedon has pointed out, we have the survey on mapping film educational activities around the world, we are a bit bold and arrogant. You know, we didn't want to limit in Europe, but working with Fest of Fest to reach a greater region. This is the first research analysis on the film education stakeholders and youth film festivals all over the globe in order to produce a cultural and creative indicator that would help shape a sustainable media education policy. So in practice, we wanted to accumulate information on film education among these bodies. We wanted to look what's going on in the school film educational community, informal, non-formal, informal level, of any mean, classroom-based, web-based, webinars, in order to record their impact and better understand the dualism about the creative industry and school education. So we wanted to explore current trends and problematics and maybe further suggest recommendations, and thus get an overall picture of the global action and explore maybe the possibility of an observatory on film literacy in cooperation with Fest of Fest. The survey is ongoing. Those who have not filled it in, you are welcome to go through the Screenwiser platform and read the survey. So, okay, these are, we have over 40 replies thus far. It's just 1.5 months going on. And we have countries from greater regions. Of course, most of the answers are from Greece and Europe. And we have from Latin and Southern America, Brazil, Mexico, Venezuela. We have one from South Africa and from the States. May I remind you that actually the goal of this research is to answer the questions regarding who are the main actors, how do they work together, what is the material and resources being used in school, and what is the students' impact, if there is any, assessment procedures. Just some few of our preliminary findings thus far. As you can see, we have over 59% answers coming from a public entity, from educational and or audiovisual film community with more of a national impact. We have old and new stakeholders. The oldest one dates back to 1935, and the newest organization is 2017. So we have over 86% that they put film literacy very high, as a high priority linked to their organization strategic goals. And regarding the type of education that they use, the mixed model is the most desirable model, both as a method and as a course. And more specifically, in terms of the type of activities that have taken place in school, workshops, they take the lead with 64%. And then we have user-generated content production. But we have few research, few MOOCs and webinars, so we need more to focus on the digital tools. And of course, we are looking forward to the MOOCs produced by the BFI and its partners on that. So regarding the target group, that the film educational activities are aimed at. So it's the majority targets to students of secondary education, and then we have primary education, and the lowest target group is the media professionals. So, but it is very important to work media professionals with the educators, because they are the ones who will bring the actual knowledge and know-how to the school. So that's why also ECO may address this target group specifically. So on a national level, we're doing more things. We are also running a national survey on mapping the audiovisual sector in tertiary education. In terms of the vocational education, we have just launched an internship for young media professionals to work at the New Bojana Studios in Sofia. And this is a great chance for them to train themselves in media productions and technical skills in real-time productions in a hands-on environment. And more information about that, you can go onto our website. The deadline is 24th of June, and we are looking forward to implementing it. But we are also working with the students and teachers community. I will just go very fast through this. We have student contents with education radio television. We have events. We have produced actual educational resources in Greek, working with the BFI and the Danish Film Institute and Vision Kino on short film study guides. These are open resources, and teachers can download them in Greek and use them actually in film activities in school. And actually, we have 2 workshops tomorrow and on Wednesday where we are presenting, screening 2 films, Jemima and Johnny and the Red Balloon, and we will present this model, this methodology of how to use these films in school, in the classroom. We have launched a school visits program, and we have networks. We are working closely with all the community in Greece on film education, and also writing articles. You can see here, we never stop. Just a few things on the international level. We have many synergies with media literacy stakeholders. Just the new one is the Coalition on Information and Media Users in South-Eastern Europe, where we try to work with the governments and influence the decisions they take on media and information literacy. We have taken part to 2 European studies, and we use our social media a lot to inform, exchange information. So we never stop. We like to present ourselves as an intermediator with, for strongest link among media educators, schools, and the creative industry. And our own goals and vision is our greater antagonist at the same time. And always we use film as a medium, as a one subversive language for all. So that would be all. Thank you very much, and I remain.